any visitors from Division 23 West?
Yes, Secretary, we have online our guest and prospect, Francis. Oh, I'm talking this whole time and I'm muted. Secretary, we have online Francisca Kirkland, our guest and prospect. Welcome, Francisca. Thanks for coming.
Welcome again, DLG, Christine and your team.
I'm just to inform DP Josephine here, just to add one more to our delegation. VP Blossett has now joined us, so we now have a delegation of 4.
Okay,
from
DP Joseph.
From Mandeville Club.
Okay, this DP Josephine, I see you're growing in numbers. Do we have any more clubs from our hometown? Division 23 West. Okay, so we will move on to our SLPs. Do we have any SLPs among us? Any guests, visitors, prospects? Okay, so that concludes the introduction of our Kiwanis family, guests, and prospects. At this time, do we have anyone celebrating birthday among us? Do we have any birthdays in the house? Anniversary? Okay then. So at this time, I will hand over to our president, President Beverly. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Secretary Carleen. I'm now gonna ask Director Curlew to introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Director Curlew.
Timothy was encouraged by Paul to make every effort to present himself approved unto God, an unwashed workman who handles accurately the word of God. This is not just the principle by which our speaker is guided by in ministry, but ensure it is our practice in executing the word of God. Reverend Mrs. Miriam Wallace made a personal commitment to the Lord in 1983 and has remained committed and faithful to him since. Our speaker comes to us from Preparation and Deliverance Fire Baptized Holiness Church of 33 Pelican Parade, and as a member has been faithful and has served in numerous capacities, including Sunday school teacher, youth president, and church secretary. The speaker responded to the call to commit herself to formal study at the Jamaica Open Bible Institute, now named College of Theology and Interdisciplinary Studies, CTIS, and holds a diploma in theology, graduating with honors. Lady Wallace currently serves as God's assigned leader in the very church of her Conversion, Preparation and Deliverance Center, and has demonstrated that she is skilled in the word and has great administrative skills. She serves her organization as their as their directress of junior missionaries and as a passion for soul winning and kingdom building. In March of 2019, she launched a God's Assigned ministry called His First Lady Ministry, a community geared towards wives of ministers to provide a platform for these women to better understand functions in that responsibility. The mother of four, a son, 3 daughters, is married for over 30 years and as a support of both her husband and children in ministry. She finds time to read in between ministry and her secular job, and her secular job, and believe that service to humanity should be one of our highest priority. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your mics and give Reverend Miriam Wallace a diplomatic welcome.
Wow, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is a joy and a pleasure for me to share with you tonight. All right, so, wow. I'm hearing that as is being celebrated in Jamaica, the Kiwanis Club is also honoring the month of November as Family Month, and that's good. So I want to first of all greet all the officers, all the directors, the presidents, everyone in their respective places. Honor. All right. So let me just get into the presentation. I want to thank Director Curlew for extending the invitation. I come just to share with you from knowledge. All right. So we are talking about family month. You have chosen the theme for tonight, which is love and relationship. Pardon the background. Pardon me. All right. So yes, as I was saying, while celebrating the family month, you have chosen a theme for tonight, which is love and relationship. Now, I realize that those 2 words, including family, are some of the most abused and misused, misrepresented words in the human vocab. But tonight, the challenge is mine to connect the dots. What does love and relationship has to do with family? How do they connect? What about love? What about relationship? What about the family? All right. The truth of the reality is that without each of these functions can operate without the other. So you can have love outside of a family. You can have a family without love or relationship. You can be a part of a family without having love or experiencing love or relationship, etc. So while they can operate interdependently, tonight we're going to try to put the dots together to see how we will benefit when all of them link or become one. So my intention or my hope is that when we leave here tonight or after my presentation, that persons will be encouraged, those who are married, wanting to be married, empowered and ready to experience the true reality of the organism called marriage and the family. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to look at the basics. You know, I don't have much time, so I want to just get it under our belt. Family, being defined by Merriam-Webster, is said to be a social group made up of parents, their children, or a group of people who come together from same ancestors, the definition of family changes. It changes across time and culture. But there are 4 main types of family that we can focus on: the nuclear, extended, single parent, blended, etc. Now, love defined. I found the definition of love interesting. An intense, deep affection for someone. It also means to feel an intense affection for something, someone. All right. In a few minutes, I'm going to kind of challenge the whole intense feeling, the feeling that you feel kind of a thing. Now, Gary Chapman, he posits that everyone has a love language. We all give and receive love in different ways. And I'm sure we can name the 5 ways in which we give and receive love. If I should ask, persons will be able to give me the answer. And it will be nice if you can put the answers in the comments. What are the 5 ways that Gary Chapman says that we receive and give love? He spoke of affirmation, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, and quality time spent, also touch. Those are 5 of the ways that Gary says that as human beings, we receive and offer love. Now, the Greeks were very intense in that they provided the definition and explanations for different types of love, or for different types of relationship, or love that applies to different types of relationship. So you have the eros, which we know, and most of this applies mainly to intimacy. So it's marriage, intimacy, that kind of a thing. Then you have philia, which speaks to your platonic relationships. Remember, we're talking about love and relationships. So I'm giving us the definitions. Then you have the philia. Oh, I said philia already, which is platonic love. And then you have storge, which speaks of family love. Then you have agape. The agape love, which is unconditional love. It's more of a spiritual connection, a heart to heart, spirit to spirit kind of a thing. Now, with these definitions, as the definition talked about the feelings that you have, an intense feeling. Relationship is defined as any kind of association and connection between people, whether it be platonic or intimate. So it's really about relationships, or such as family, mother, husband, wife, mother, father, children, cousins, that kind of a thing. But when we look at that, one of the things that I want to point out, because I'm just giving us the definition and then I'm going to be going into my presentation. So those are the definitions that were given concerning love, family, concerning love, relationship, and family. Now, I want to pose to us, or posit to us tonight as we delve further into the topic. I want us to understand that there can be, as I said before, a family unit that has no relationship. So you have mother, father, parents in the house, or mother, father in the house, husband, wife in the house, but there's no connection. So basically you have 2 strangers, or 2 you have housemates. So they just exist in the same space, but there's no relationship. There's no love, there's no connectivity. And that's how I'm going to be bringing across the fact that while there may be family connections, while there may be, it does not necessarily mean that within that family there is relationship or love. And that's unfortunate, really unfortunate. But as we delve further, I just want to leave 3 truths with us. We can be considered, as I said before, a part of a family unit. But to be a part of a family unit, you must have what we call, or what I call your MBA. To be a part of a family, you must be connected, whether by marriage, blood, or adoption association. So to be considered a part of a family, there must be a connection in terms of marriage, blood, or biology, and association or adoption. Family, fine. Now for love, even though the definition spoke of the feelings, I want to say love is not the fluttering of 1,000 butterflies in our hearts. It is not. Nor is it the feeling you feel when you feel the feeling that you think you are feeling. Because guess what? Feelings come and feelings go. So if our definition of love has to do with feelings, then our relationships, then our family structure is very is not stable. If our definition of love has to do with feelings, then our family structure will not be stable. And since as we are honoring family and parenting, I just want to put that out. Now, Paul proposes, and I concur, that family or that love is really a decision that produces action. Now, that's how I sum up Corinthians 13. Because Paul states, and I quote, that love suffereth long. Let me find the NIV version that will make it easier for us. He says that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not produce, it does not boast, it is not proud. Now, when you talk about patience and kindness, those are actions. Those are actions that are produced from a decision. So I'm not always going to like the things you do. I'm not going to always like the way you present yourself. There are things about members of your family or your friends that you will not necessarily approve of or like. But does that mean your love change? No, because love is a decision. We decide that, listen, even though at this present moment, you're acting out, I'm not liking you presently. The decision is still that, regardless, I am going to make a commitment to you. I am going to be kind. I am going to be patient. Yes, I'm going to show you love, because that is what love is. Moving along. When we talked about relationship, one of the words that came out in the definition of relationship one of the words that came out in the definition of relationship was connection. No, it is the connections that keeps the family together. So we make a decision. I'm going to love my husband. I'm going to love my wife. There are times when I really don't want to be in the same room. I really don't want to be in the same space. But while I will take myself away for the time being, while I'll take a walk, while I'll probably change rooms, my decision is still to love the person. So I'm going to be patient with the person. I'm going to show kindness to the person, because those are the attributes of love. When we put love, which is a decision, We then come to the conclusion that without love, which is decisive actions, and relationship, which is intentional connection. Because as I said before, you can be related or you can be of the same family line. You can be father and son, and there is no relationship. There's no connection. But in order for them to come together to support, to build the family structure, there needs to be connectivity. So love, without love or decisive actions and relationship, which is also intentional connections, marriage and the family will seem more like harsh punishment than honorable pursuits. And I'm going to repeat that. Without the decisive actions and intentional connections, marriage and the family will appear to be more like harsh punishment than honorable pursuits. Now, God was intentional in his creation of institutions. So in Genesis chapter 1:27, when he gave the man and the woman, gave humanity the instruction to multiply and replenish the earth, he was very intentional. He created the system of, or the institution of marriage and the family. And within this context, you have the production or the process of leaving and cleaving. Now, that has to be the first disconnect of the married couple, learning to leave their old mindsets, learning to leave even their family culture, because going into a new institution, a new system, you're going to be creating a new culture, which consists of you and your spouse and the children when they come, or yes, or if they are there. So it's the leaving and the cleaving. It's the two becoming one. It's the honoring our roles as husband and wife and partnering with God in the multiplication process, producing and nurturing what the word of God calls his heritage, replenishing the earth, children. I'm going to, in closing, I'm going to be using marriage, an analogy of a tree to look at the real purpose of marriage and the family. The analogy of a tree to look at the purpose of marriage and the family. Now, this institution, as I said, was created by God for the leaving and cleaving process, for the two becoming one, for the extension of the two becoming one, or the increase of the two becoming one into family. And the process continues. Now, the tree. When we look at a tree, there are at least, when you look at a tree, there are three sources or purposes of a tree that is very similar to that of a family. One, the tree provides sustenance. It provides shelter, and it provides support. So the family, marriage and the family as a tree, there are three main functions: sustenance, support, and also a safe place or shelter. What do I mean? As a tree produces fruit, and from the fruit, you are able to quench your hunger, right? So the tree producing fruit gives you a means to sustain yourself. You're able to eat, and from eating from the fruit, you are able to grow, mature, and then you yourself become a tree, you grow, and you produce. So the tree produce sustenance. The tree also produces shelter. The branches produces shelter. So it shelters you from nature itself. The rain comes, you can run under the tree, get a bit of shelter. The sun is too harsh, you run under the tree, you get a bit of shelter. So In like manner, the family should be a safe place, not only for the wife, but for the husband. Not only for the husband and the wife, but for the children. So the husband should know that, okay, regardless of what happens on the outside, regardless of what happens at work, but regardless of what happens on the road, regardless of what happens outside of the context of my home, when I return to the physical structure, I'll find peace. I'll find acceptance. I will find support. It's my safe place. Many times you realize that, unfortunately, many spouses, and we're talking about love and relationships, you'll find spouses who look for sustenance and shelter or a safe place outside of the family, outside of their marriage. So in the initial of seeking, because when you look at the relationship, you know, it began with a seeking, with a husband seeking a wife seeking a husband. So there was a seeking. You had an idea. It was inspired either by a desire, a goal, or something that you saw, a dream. So you desired this. You sought it. You sought a relationship. You sought a marriage. So it initiated with seeking. But then when it comes on to the staying in the relationship, that's where sometimes we have challenges, because after seeking, there must be connecting. Now that we have come into a relationship, there must be things that cause us to be able to connect. Similar interests. What are the areas of connectivity? What are the commonalities? Are there interests that we share? What are the things that connect the husband and the wife? So there needs to be relationship, connectivity. And then when we talk about sustenance also, or shelter, talk about the safe place. Not only is it supposed to be somewhere that you can find peace and acceptance, it's also a place of support. And I'm going to be using the root of the tree now as support. When you look at the root or roots, you realize that the family operates as a support system and shares the same functions or similar functions as the root. Now the root anchors. The root anchors. So it enables you to withstand the storms of life. Remember, you know, when a tree has the roots that goes down, it anchors that tree. And if you notice, some trees that has the systems of roots that extend, even a storm has a hard time uprooting it, because the root anchors you. Now, with a family, or within the context of a family or marriage that has love and connectivity and our relationship, then you will find an anchor. Things may happen and you may lose some of the leaves, but the root will remain. The branches may even break, but you will still remain grounded. You will still be connected because you are root. Not only does the root anchors, the root also braces. So there are times, and I hope we are understanding. Love is like the oil that creates, that avoids when there is rubbing. Yes. When we begin to rub against each other, when there are times when things are not working out, when you realize there are harshness because of the decision to love, the decision to act. Love is the oil that keeps it going. the engine that keeps it going, the action that keeps it going. So because of love, even though there may be storms, the function of the family or the marriage as root keeps you grounded. Then it also braces you. So there are going to be times when you are pushed. Yes, there are going to be times when the weight, outside weight, comes against you. Sometimes it's even your dreams, your aspirations, your fruit bearing, the goals that becomes weighty. And if you're not careful, it becomes top heavy and it wants to push you over. But because of the support system of the root, it keeps you, it braces you and keep you and stabilize you. Are you following me? I hope you're following me. I'm trying to rush it. So yes, the family, your marriage, acts as a root to keep you anchored, to brace you against the weight that you may carry, the outside weight. It can be pressures from society, it can be emotional pressures. It can even be, as I said before, because you have so many aspirations that you're going towards and you're bearing fruit, even children or whatever else fruit that may come, your goals, it may cause weight, but with the structure, the support system of the tree, it braces you. And the last thing, when it comes on to the root that supports you, it creates a balance. It creates a balance. What do I mean? It keeps you upright. So whether or not there is a storm, whether or not there are weights, regardless of the many fruits you produce, it balances you because the root spreads out and the support is there. Your wife is there supporting you in words, cheering you on. Yes, honey, you can do it. Yes, baby, you can take this tree, you can take this mountain. Yeah, man, you may be feeling discouraged, you have a dream that you're going after, but you're not sure whether or not you are able to, but with the support of the wife or the husband, you are able to take on these challenges. And the same thing for children, because now we're also talking about the family. Now, children need the support system that is generated in a family. Yes, so we're going back. Love and relationship are necessary tools in the functions of a family. And the family as a tree provides sustenance. You can, whatever you need, you can pull from your family, the emotional support. Yes, so it sustains you, it shelters you, and it supports you. So as I end my presentation tonight, I just want to say to us, don't give up. Don't give up on family. As I said, if love is a decision, you can make that decision. If relationship is about connectivity, you can create that connection. So tonight, when you leave here, be encouraged. Examine yourself also. Look at your family structure. Is it that I am a part of a family, but we're not related? There's no relationship, there's no connection. And I'm not just talking about the extended family. I'm talking about the nuclear family, your close family, the husband and the wife, the parents and the children. Let us start there. And let us ensure that love is there, not just the feeling, as I said before, but the decision that leads to action. Ensure that relationship is there, the intentional connectivity, so that you can enjoy the true functions of a family, which is to shelter, to support, and to sustain you. Have a good night, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Reverend Miriam Wallace. Thank you very much. I'm gonna ask our VP Antoinette now to do the vote of thanks.
One question.
Secretary Carleen, you had mentioned you would like to do something prior to the vote of thanks.
No,
After this, Anthony.
Okay. Thank you so much, Reverend Wallace. This is quite a fitting subject for our family month. And I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Linstead for speaking to us. We are reminded that everyone has a love language and that words of affirmation and acts of service enhances our relationships. We can only hope that what we have heard tonight, we will continue to practice them in our daily lives and to lean upon our families for the support and to always show love. We thank you and we appreciate you spending the time with us. Thank you so much.
thank you, VS Antoinette. We'll now have a presentation by Secretary Carly.
Are we able to see the certificate projected?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay. Reverend Wallace,
Yes.
it is an honor to take this opportunity to present to you this evening a certificate of appreciation for the wonderful job that you have done. What resonated with me from your presentation was the Bible verse, love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous, it's not envious. And your presentation is one that is really suiting at this time in our lives, in a pandemic. And I must say, on behalf of our club, here is a certification of appreciation for the wonderful job that you have done. And I was told that you'll be celebrating your anniversary next week, your wedding anniversary next week. I want to, on behalf of the club, extend a happy anniversary to you and your husband. And in addition to this certificate, your gift basket will be sent to you next week. Thank you again, Reverend Wallace.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Secretary Carleen. We are going to take an announcement now. Are there any announcements?
Please bear with me. I'm trying to stop sharing, but it's not. All right.
Are there any announcements from the club?
Yes, there is an announcement.
Go ahead.
The Kiwanis Club of Greater Portmore, we will be having our annual pre-Christmas dinner on December 10th. We start at 11 up until 3. The cost is 2,500. You get a meal, a cup of mannish water, a cup of sorrel, and a slice of cake. So we are asking your support.
Okay. Are there any other announcements? If we don't have any more announcements, I'm going to ask our Michelle. I saw you raise your hand from the Kiwanis, from KCMP. Notice you wanted to say something while the introduction of clubs were going on. Do you still want to say something? If not, I'm going to give President Althea. We close off at 9:39. So I'm going to give President Althea and might be 2 more persons time to brief, knowing that we have lost our twice distinguished Noel Hunter, and we did not take bad news. So I'm going to give person about 10 minutes to say something. No one want to say anything about? Yes, Noel Hunter, who has passed on early today.
Hello, good night.
Good
Are you
night.
hearing me? Hi, this is
Yes,
DP
we are.
Nardia from the Kiwanis Club of Freedom. Just want to say just like to send our condolences to his family and the rest of the Kiwanian family from the Kiwanis Club of Greater Portmore. I had the privilege to work with him on several occasions, and I know that he's a jovial person. He's always smiling. So we just wish them all the best and hope that they find comfort in the Lord at this time of their life.
Wonderful. Anyone else? If not, we are going to close. We are going to go to our toast. Toast to Kiwanis International, a friendly and peaceful Jamaica, safe journey home. Thanks everyone for being a part of our meeting. God bless you all. Our meeting is now terminated.
Wonderful meeting. Take care of yourselves and have a great night. Be well.
Good night, dear G. Gertland.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Your mic is distorted.
DLG Gertland. Is it better now?
Yes, Kevin, much better. I hardly hear anything from you these days.
Yes, they're keeping me busy.
Oh, well, it's good for you.
See, I'm just having lunch.
Oh, dear. No, never mind. Enjoy it still and stay safe.
I will. Thank you so much.
Blessings. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, before we go, let us just take a minute of silence for the passing of. Let us take a minute of silence,
Guys,
please.
Hill, yes.
May his soul rest in peace and light shall shine upon him. Thank you very much. You can continue your conversation.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I miss this announcement. The Kiwanis Club of Linstead will be having a bingo. Remember that bingo we had online, that trial bingo?
Yes.
Well, we have perfected it. We are perfecting it. So we'll be having our bingo night on December 4th. So please put that
What's
down
the
on your
cost?
calendars.
What's the
We are-
cost?
We're working on the
Kevin.
flyer. We're working on the flyer to send out as well as the cost, but keep that date in mind, December 4th. For those persons who are on, I'm sure you had a good time. So we're gonna have an even greater time when it is finalized. So keep the date in mind, okay? Thank you very much.
You see what time starts from a meeting after the benediction? Monsieur
No, man,
Sarge.
don't say that.
Kevin.
Hello?
Kevin.
Hi.
Kevin.
Hi.
How you
Kevin,
do?
you never see her before. She was on very early.
Oh. Hi.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Kevin.
You made a reservation?
Hello.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. Can I ask a thing? Where is this Noel from?
Guys, Hill Club.
Guys, right. That's what I'm saying, that guy.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Paul
yes.
dark and handsome. Yes, Lydia.
Yes.
Hi, Althea. I present Althea.
He kind of knocked me. He was sick.
We
I don't know.
He kind of floored me, you know, when I heard. He was so jovial.
Yes.
Wow. You probably should call Marianne.
He died in the doctor's office.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus gosh.
One of those things. Huh?
Anybody can message me a number so I say me call Marianne. I'm 8816-079.
We're looking at our girl guys chat at her number and it coming and have her number up and
I want to give them a call.
881609
79.
079. Okay.
No, 881-6079.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Gosh.
DP Kevin, you gone off the line?
He's working.
Me see my eat and drink tea at the same
Hi,
time.
DP Lydia.
Yes, my dear.
Her number is 389.
Oh, hold on. Why the phone them have a mine? I don't want.
Ma'am, if you tell you.
Kevin, send some for me, no man. How you treat me, sir?
All right. Okay. Go on again.
389-1975.
I don't want to see me want to get it to eat.
Thank you.
Okay.
What was that? 389. Repeat it, Lydia.
1975.
Oh, 1975. 389, 1975.
Right.
Unlike Althea would treat me bad, DP June are sending this for you through Western
Sure.
Union.
I know Western Union. Send them on the phone.
Kevin is the man. She's
Send
the
them on
fucking
the
that
phone,
boy.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yes, my dear.
Kevin. I'm still waiting to get a reply from you, no answer me yet.
DP Josephine, I wish I could tell you that you're not among the many that is going to probably have my neck. But between work, between what I'm doing and everything, trust me, it's very difficult. I have about over 1,000 WhatsApp messages that I have not looked at. Some of them are from groups and whatever. Some of them are from personal individuals, but my life not still good right now in terms of getting to date with messages.
Well, you want it, so what you want or what you get?
DP, come on.
Yes.
Is the Sarge on?
Yes, she there on.
You need to be charged for coming online with food eating.
No,
when
this
we
is
have
after the
food,
meeting.
but you need to be charged.
This is after the
You
meeting.
you need to be charged.
No, but refreshments are usually served after the meeting.
That's no
A
refreshment. That's a
fellowshipping
food.
time now.
Right. So me a fellowship with my food. And you say you need to be charged in a secretary calling. I'm gonna tell you why you need to be charged. You just hear that you're distinguished president. Don't eat from morning and just having little lunch, and you're going to ask the sergeant, distinguished president, that is unforgivable.
Yeah, man.
Very unforgivable.
Yes.
I didn't hear the part that you did not eat from morning.
I just having lunch.
But Kevin, I don't want you to stay up there and treat
Kevin
yourself.
is unconscionable.
Unconscionable she is.
I don't want you to stay up there and treat yourself, but you know you need to take care of yourself.
Me not look good.
Which school?
Talk truth.
Oh,
you need to take care of yourself, Kevin.
Talk truth if me not look good. Me not look like me take care of myself.
I just heard it. I mean, I was so shocked.
In Josephine?
Show me phone, may I use me can't see you.
It's so full of life.
Show me phone, may I use me can't see you. Come me the park one is club. Me the pan DP Judith meeting with the laptop.
Okay. Yeah, yes, wife and children.
So me had to log on with me couldn't make Lindsay Club pass and me a join Lindsay Club, so the phone me I use.
After all.
And the sergeant here, the divisional sergeant here listening to everything.
Left hand juice, DP Juice one.
Okay.
Yeah.
DP Charm?
Yes, DP Kevin, the divisional sergeant here listening to everything.
Me nice friend.
Yes, man. You're cool though, Kevin.
Huh?
You're cool, man.
Yes, it's getting down to winter.
Okay. You know, used to it, not true.
May I tell you, this is a bungle enough for me. I don't know why me lose it.
Yes, sir.
This here bungalow is not for me. I don't know why I'm losing.
Never mind, you soon come home.
Tell you, see Noel gone left you all away. Oh Jesus. What is man that thou art so mindful of?
You can say it again.
That is why we must live good with each other.
No,
that's right.
I mean, I fling what pan in the deep.
No malice and no burden on your shoulder.
Oh, that part that's not for me. Me just not live good.
Amen, sister. You know, live good with you or live good with people. Which one of them?
Me not live good with myself.
Oh, then that's a your business. I know, so that mean. That means you feel live good with people.
Look at DP, Lydia. Do make me your fight.
No, man, we not fight no matter what.
Hello, a good thing.
We say we not fight no matter what.
Good thing.
Oh, me talk to Marian. They mash up about the man.
Me know Marian not gonna mash up.
I know.
Me want to call her, but me nervous to call her. Can't trust me.
Me call her man because me know say she gonna mash up, you know? She said the whole area. Because you know the guy just full of life and you know say, you know, like when him there, I saw the place all stay.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And you know that he's a teacher.
Right, that's what she said.
Lick me for 6, man. Lick me for 6. Lick everybody for 6.
But Kevin, you're not taking care of yourself, you know?
Why is it so?
Because you know, you just eat lunch.
Yeah, because I was sleeping for most of the day.
Oh, so you just had the lunch part of your day now.
Right.
Okay. All right, so guys, take it easy. I'm going to run. Have Have a good night, you all.
Have a blessed night.
Yeah, man. Good. Bye
And
bye.
don't eat any food. Don't eat any food late like Kevin. Don't eat any food
No,
late
I'm
like
not.
Kevin.
I'm not doing that.
I
Josephine.
prefer if you walk.
Josephine gone. I'll have to go call her. I want her to send books come for her. I want to win her thing.
Don't worry about Kevin for him. Time and night them here for eat.
That's what him just said.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, guys, I'm going to go have some tea here now.
Okay. DP Cham, how you do?
Here's a photograph of Double D Noel. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, here's a photograph of him.
He's at the far back.
Yeah.
Somebody was calling me.
President Kavanaugh.
Mm.
Oh, DP, my apologies.
I remember I'm quite well.
What would cause my laptop screen to be showing very dull and I have no color?
Show very dull. You have to turn up the brightness on it.
No, it's not the brightness. It's not the brightness.
And you don't have any color?
Nope.
That sounds serious. That sounds serious, my dear.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Have you
Same as if it is going.
when you restart the computer and it's coming on, do you see color when it's coming on?
No, it's just that
Still black?
Blank fade look. It has been popping in and out from the other day, you know.
Oh, so probably a screen going.
Screen, that's what I'm figuring. I just want the confirmation so that
Yeah,
when
man,
I
once it's popping in and out, is a screen. If it
Yeah.
was constant without popping in and out, then you could probably say that's a software issue. But if it was popping in and out, then you know your screen probably going, probably is a ribbon or whatever.
Okay, I just want a second opinion. So when I go to those guys, you know, they love Conway as women.
Well, condemn back your darling, condemn right back.
Thank you.
Let me know what them say, I'm tell you if I true or lie.
All right.
Oh, Secretary,
Yes, DP?
see if you can send off that something that tonight, your deadline.
Already did.
Oh, you see, on the ball, man. Mr. Secretary, DS, tell me, say me can chat me without any problem. So I'm gonna try dilute my mouth, you know, but the ladies, them say it's still sweet.
Oh, wow. Look
Now,
like
so I
we're
got
gonna
deep
put up
picture.
on insulin.
Me, I tell you, that me have to go up on something so it's not so sweet.
I'm writing.
Right, man, copywriting. We are right there.
Yes, DP Cham, let them know that you're right there.
Of course.
Copywriting, we are right there. Me say, me never know so
You
me
know,
never
she
know
have
so.
book. She have one big book, you know.
She have one big book. My name I get last, not that the book there. By the time Sergeant time comes, she don't remember nothing about me.
Away, I say.
Whatever. Have it your way.
Then I see me get the wallet last year, you know. Because when Alka ready for Sergeant, man, I just hide back at the post. And just like what Granny said, out of sight, out of mind.
My fellow Kiwanians, I'm wishing you a good night.
Have a good night, Secretary Carleen.
Thank you very much.
Hold on, let me cuss little first before you go the Secretary Carleen. Me want cuss. Hold on, the recording still a go. Look at the man.
Discuss. Not, don't use that word. Discuss, not cuss.
No, man.
Discuss.
Me say cuss. Let me
Go
turn